Welcome to the TED Ed Podcast, where we delve into the issues that shape our daily lives and drive our productivity. We confront topics that matter deeply to all of us, from healthcare and affirmative action to voting rights and monetary success and failure. We cover it all. And yes, we dive into the complex world of politics, exploring how our country has evolved from slavery to the 21st century. Our content is crafted with care and expertise, drawing from years of experience in these critical areas. We invite you to give the TED Ed Podcast a listen. You won't be disappointed. Share your thoughts with friends and confidants, and don't forget to like, comment, and share our episodes. Your engagement helps us grow and reach more listeners. Are you passionate about these topics? Do you have unique insights to share? You could be one of our guest speakers. Drop us a line, send an email, or leave a comment. All requests will be considered. Join us on this journey of exploration and understanding. This is the TED Ed Podcast. Thank you, and enjoy the show.
It's going to be a major battle.
It's going to be a major battle, okay.
Yeah, I heard our king, the head of the Democratic Party on the Congress side, he got it together, bro. He got it together.
Who's got it together?
Our king.
Oh, okay. And what makes you say that? What makes you say that? I'm just wondering, I'm asking you this because I'm wondering, are you seeing the same thing I am? So go ahead.
Well, I don't have to see the same thing you see, but what I'm saying is that when I say he has it together, is he's up on all the issues that is going on, and he's got his party connected, but at the same time, he gives them the freedom to think what they want to think and say what they want to say. However, his main thesis, in my opinion, is the people. It's the people. His whole thing is the people and doing the best for the people. And I've heard a number of these people say that because they brought in this, what they call it, Dodge.
Right.
So, and then they got a caucus now regarding the same thing on the Republican side. And they are forming a group. And right now they have 4 Democrats or several Democrats, I don't know exactly how many, that is joining that group. So when I think about and listen to what they're saying, because a lot of money goes to these contractors. A lot of money goes to these grants that goes out and employs millions of people. And they do it on the slide by giving these people hundreds and thousands of dollars to do certain things. And some of them are overcharging the government. You know, this is what true conservatism is. Weeding out the fat. Weeding out the waste. This is what true conservatism is. Not cutting for the poor, but getting those people that are over abusing tax dollars.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if they do that, I'm all for it. Overcharging the taxpayers, Medicare, overcharging Medicare, abuses in Social Security or giving people Social Security they shouldn't be on Social Security, all of that stuff. But you know who's going to be hurt? The main person who's going to be hurt is our community. Because
I wanted to drop 2 cents in there before you got too far down the road.
Okay, go with it.
Before you got too far down the road, we were talking about Hakeem Jeffries, and I had something to say about him because remember I said I wanted to find out if you felt the same way about his management style as I'm feeling, and I see we kind of like on a different little path there. So I'm gonna give you my opinion of him. I think that he's probably doing as well of a job as any if he wanted to be Speaker of the House Speaker. And as a Democratic minority leader, he has kept his folks fairly under that same uh, goalposts and stuff as Nancy has. He's not as politically savvy as her because she's been around for a lot longer than him, but he has learned and stuff a lot from her, and he's taken what he has learned from her, and he has grabbed his group of folks and everything, and so far he has kept them in line by um, by their loyalty and everything to him, and also by the fact that if any one of them goes outside their ranks and everything, I think he kind of understands and stuff why they did what they did. And because each and every one of those Democratic House seats and everything, they're in a specific district. And you can go along with the herd sometimes, but sometimes you're going to have to go outside that herd and everything because your district and stuff where you're at requires that you do that. And I think he understands that. And he's got a pretty clear view and stuff like that. Whereas Nancy, she didn't give a crap about what your district says. You better follow what she says that had to be done because I've seen that and stuff now, and it's really starting to show up in his management style since they did not take the House. And it is so daggone close and stuff now for them. That margin of error and stuff for the Republicans is so thin now that he's probably going to gain a lot more power and stuff there in the House than he had even before that. So anyway, that's my take and stuff on him. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying that basically when you look at the bigger picture, and everybody hasn't spoke on this yet, just a few people are talking about it, some of the older heads, and people are apprehensive because this thing has been tried before. The
What thing is that?
lobbyists is so strong.
What thing is that you're talking about now? What are we talking about now?
I'm going back to the Dodge.
Okay, go ahead.
That's what I was talking about earlier. So
Hmm.
now, Dodge, even though it might not have any power, it has recommendations. Now, the question is, how are they going to navigate getting in there? And I know how, but I mean, because number one, he's going to put all these people, their game plan is to put so many people in all these departments that's going to be Trump loyalists. They're going to be firing a lot of people, letting them go, giving them severance pay, and these dedicated federal employees. And, you give me 2 years pay and I get my retirement, and you've been there for 30 years, a lot of people going to leave, bro. So,
Hmm.
so it's going to be a mess because you got a lot of seasoned, dedicated, nonpartisan government employees.
Hmm.
So the thing is that how do we protect the black folks and the poor folks? Because we are always the left out, and then the poor people, they don't know what to do. All they can do is complain. Poor white folks and all others. They got their own little. Latinos got their group now. They didn't got it really political, but white folks don't care about poor people. So the ones that's well off, they don't care about poor people. They'll give. They'll have their little fundraisers and give a little money here and there, but they don't really care about poor people. So, and who you think gonna be who gonna be the heroes? Sure ain't gonna be other. It's gonna be black folks.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna stick their neck out and try to help everybody. Right, and rightfully so. I guess that's their job. That's their mission. That's their whole thing. That's the Luther King's dream. Bringing everybody up, not being discriminatory against anyone. So it's gonna be a battle, bro. Now I'm thinking how, and I'm talking about our show. How do we keep up with all the mess?
You don't have to.
I'm listening, Ed.
You don't have to. Hey, you don't have to. You can't. You can't fight every battle. You can't. There is no way possible that you can fight every battle. Just like there's no way possible that they're going to be able to accomplish all those things that they're trying to accomplish. It can't be done. So you have your game plan and deal with the rest. I and speaking of this Dodge thing, I read an article earlier today and stuff from one of our political advocacy groups and everything, and they are getting ready to do something that I think might kick them back in the face. The Republicans have started this Dodge thing, and there are two representatives from the Democrat ranks and stuff that says they're going to join that group too. And
I just said that.
one of them's name is Jared Markowitz. He's from
Yep.
Florida. Now I looked at that and I said, "Oh man, great, great, great! They're gonna knock these Democrats and put them back in line." Because I had wrote something down here. Is unfortunately we got some blue dog Democrats again, and everything that's following along in the Republicans' shadows. But something told me, he said, Ed, go do a little bit more research. And when I saw this guy's picture, Jared Markowitz, I said, oh my God, they messing up. This guy was elected to the Congress in 2023. That was his first time in Congress. And during his time while he was in Congress, he was on that oversight committee with Jasmine Crockett and AOC, Ocasio-Cortez. And this young man he was a force to be reckoned with and everything with them Republicans. I mean, he was. You thought Jasmine was giving them Republicans hell. He gave them folks hell. So when I saw his picture and everything, and I said, "Man, what the heck is going on?" So he found out, I guess, that there was some resistance against him. You were joining the ranks of these folks and stuff who were trying to do something. But he said something that makes sense. You need to join the conversation. How are you going to find out what these folks are doing and what they're thinking if you are not in the conversation? And he is absolutely right. You have to join that conversation. If these folks are planning on doing something, get in the conversation with them so you can find out what your enemy is doing. He's almost like the person and stuff that they put out there to infiltrate a terrorist group or whatever. He's a spy, but he's not calling himself a spy, but he's actually is because this. Hey man, I'm telling you, I enjoyed watching this guy perform all last year in Congress in the Oversight Committee. So I think that was a good move on his part.
Well, I mean,
And
it's going to be a number of Democrats that's going to join.
yeah,
He's
he wants to
already they
join.
got a caucus, and he's a
But
coach.
but you
And
have the Democratic leaders, Democratic sub leaders, and them folks in the group. They're talking against him because they're thinking that he is joining the Republicans. He's joining the opposition. He is becoming part of them, but he's not. You need to have him there.
well, you always have a bunch of depending on. And I don't know who's coming against him on that, but I can almost guarantee you, those are the people that are far to the progressive left.
They are very progressive folks, and they're talking about
So
going
they
out there
don't.
and into his district and putting billboards up and everything against him and what he's trying to do. And I think that they needed to, somebody needs to tap them on the shoulder and tell them, leave that man alone.
I agree.
Okay. That's all I wanted to say.
So
So,
now the thing is that every time, everything that some Republicans, I'm not saying all, this is just my opinion, there are some good Republicans that's out there
absolutely.
that want to do the right thing.
Absolutely. I
Now,
believe that.
now they're gonna be for their
They're going to be
district.
quiet. They're going to be quiet.
Yeah,
They're not going to do anything. They're not going to be outward with their opposition. They're going to be in the closet. And when they walk out of their closet, you're going to think that they're the snake. That's how they are. That's why you have to find out what's going on. And that's why I appreciate some of our representatives. And I like little, I don't know why I keep bringing this little old rascal's name up, but I like that little Jasmine Crockett. They asked her, she was on a news program there in Dallas. The white folks got her on there because she was gotten way up there in the spotlight. And they asked her and said, well, what are you going to do about these Republicans and stuff and everything and what they're doing? She said, well, I have a friend in the Texas there in the U.S. Senate who was belonged to Texas. And the old white guy just looked at her and stuff, and he didn't realize what she was trying to say and everything. But I know who she was talking about, John Cronin. And he is one of those Republicans that it looks like Jasmine has picked out who she can talk to on the other side of the aisle.
he's a U.S. senator.
Right. He has and he had, and the good part about it was that it wasn't her approaching him. He approached her. And so
He's
she's
a
keeping her door open. And that's what we have to do, Ted. If you're going to do something good and stuff, we got to keep them doors and stuff open. I think that we have to, and that's a partial answer to your question and everything. How do we keep up with all this mess? You keep up with the mess because these folks are on the inside. You find the people on the inside and you work with them and you try to get something done. Same thing as our senator here in Georgia, uh, Reverend Warnock. He doesn't mind going on the other side of the aisle and talking to Republicans. Well, they're human beings. Some of them have a heart. Some of them understand that what this man is trying to do to destroy this country, they don't want it to happen. They're just not outward with their opposition. So I'm feeling better and better and better, Ted, about what the heck going on. And as we get on into the show, I'm going to read to you something about what uh, a lady wrote back in the early 1990s about defeat. So go ahead. You got something else?
well. I'm gonna switch gears here just for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
This is about the investors.
Mm-hmm.
Since 45 have been the candidate for
Mm-hmm.
president,
Mm-hmm.
when he got elected, investors have poured in over 140 billion into the stock fund.
Mm-hmm.
Now, according to what you told me, listen to what I'm saying, it's a possibility that those tax cuts will not be renewed.
Mm-hmm.
What they're banking on is that those tax cuts will be renewed.
Mm-hmm.
So they have poured in the last month $140 billion. So the stock market went up maybe 5% or whatever. That's a big deal. And so they're banking on that. However, if it don't, that stock market going to drop about 4,000 points.
That's fine.
Now, the thing is that I'm going to make a case to you, and I don't know if this is, it's hard to tell that, but, and it's true. And this is something that President Obama was trying to do too, is bring back all these companies that were working that had businesses overseas, and he
Mm-hmm.
was doing that, and he was giving them a special concession as far as taxes and that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So here comes Trump, and he gives a 21%, and so a lot of them came back. The stock market during Joe Biden's period blew
Mm-hmm.
up,
Mm-hmm.
broke records every month. It was breaking records every month,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and according to this guy, he claims that because of those tax breaks and a lot of these companies coming back, however, the deficit was blowed up. 8 trillion
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
debt. 8
Mm-mm.
trillion
It's
debt.
wrong. No, he didn't. So it was proven and stuff that that $8 trillion debt was did under Trump and
That's
not
what I'm
Biden.
just talking. That's what I just said. Ed. That's what I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
Right.
That's
Okay.
what
Go
I'm
ahead.
talking about. Listen to what I'm saying.
You go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, $8 trillion debt. However, even though when Trump got in office, I think the unemployment was between it jumps from 4 to 5, sometimes 6%, while President Obama was in. At first, it was high when he first got in. It was like 10, 11%, and
Mm-hmm.
he got it down to as low as 5%,
Mm-hmm.
and and I think a couple of times it got to 4 point blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
So then when Trump got in, he did those taxes. Of course, those companies started coming back. Unemployment was all time low.
Mm-hmm.
But same thing with Biden. Then he got into that pandemic, and then everything blew up. And then
Mm-hmm.
Biden worked and made sure that it got back down.
Mm-hmm.
Today, the labor market came in 4.2,
Mm-hmm.
227,000 jobs.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're going to see what's going to happen because see, everything is based on numbers now. Everything is based on numbers. So we're going to see what's going to happen with the stock market, with the labor market, and also with the budget.
Mm-hmm.
Now, right now, in 2025, the budget's already pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see.
Well, you're probably right that all of those money people are hoping and praying that that they can re-up that tax cut. Now, I'm not saying that the tax cut is probably it's not going to ever be taken care of. I, but the time frame and stuff and everything to get that done is too short to get this thing through Congress and get that thing done. That time you're gonna, and because it's happening in the early part of 2025, is it's going to become a big problem to get that stuff through. If it was in, say, it ended in May or June, then that it could be a huge possibility that they could get that thing, the tax cut, re-upped and everything, and it might work. But the reason why I'm telling you that it's not going to happen and stuff right now because there's no way Congress can react in because this man gets into office on June 20th. He's already said that he's getting ready to start some bull crap. So he's already got his own little thing going on in his timetable. And if he doesn't get the Congress and stuff on on point and everything to start working on that daggone tax cut almost immediately. Matter of fact, they should be working on it right now if they want to get that thing through before it expires. Because I think it's going to expire before they can do anything. And we don't know how they're going to do that. Are they going to be able to lower it, or will Congress decide that they want to maybe raise it back up some more and everything? Because there are some people out there who brought a good point out that his $8 trillion that he caused to happen in debt that he took the country into because of that tax cut and everything. I maybe if he hadn't made that tax cut so deep and he just started out with a smaller cut and everything and put it in increments and stuff and everything, it might not have been that bad because he took a lot of money, man, out of the treasury. A lot of money he took out because of that tax cut. I mean, that was too much. But he did it because he wanted to. So maybe if they do decide to reenact this daggone tax cut, that they probably, after it done passed, it's in. If they want to do another one and stuff, then they probably won't make it as deep as they did this last time.
Well, VP Harris wanted to bring it to 27. It
The
was either
what?
25 or 27.
Hmm.
She didn't want to bring it back up to 35.
Hmm.
That
That
came out
might
of her mouth.
that might help the economy because they're going to have to go back to start paying, and they're going to be dumping a whole lot of money back into the treasury.
Well, here's the deal. What it was is that, and they did committee meetings on this too, that when you had this quantitative easing, when you had these low interest rates, the corporations was buying back their stock.
Mm-hmm. A lot of them were. Apple was big at that. Apple started it out. They started out buying all their stuff back, and then Microsoft followed suit
Well,
with
it's
it.
a lot of them
And
did
Google's,
that.
and right after that, Google started
Yeah,
doing
a lot
that,
of them
buying
did.
back their stocks.
And what that did was now, they, when you're doing that, the shareholders are happy,
Mm-hmm.
especially if you got over 1 million, 2 million shares.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all a game, bro.
Well, it's. I'm happy to hear that that labor report and everything for this month was good. Because I think a lot of folks out there were looking at the labor report that's going to happen now and be able to find out what's going to happen now since the criminal is going to be in charge and he's just sending his folks and stuff out there to start uh, his advanced troops and stuff out there to start doing what he wants them to do or they want to do because I think some of the things that they want to do and everything he doesn't even have any idea about it. So,
Well, the thing is, I don't know what, you know, there's so many people that don't have power. They're just vulnerable. They have no guards, they have no shields, they have nothing. Those people are vulnerable. How do you protect those vulnerable people that's out there because they were, the Democratic Party do try to support the poor
Hmm.
or the disenfranchised people.
And the middle class.
Yeah. So, but you would think that the middle class don't appreciate them.
Well, like we spoke about this probably about a month ago, how the middle class and the other folks look at that. The poor folk don't care because they out there struggling, and the middle class folks and stuff are saying, "Well, I want as much money as I can get." So they all striving to go to be in that top part of that echelon. They are out here scratching. I'm telling you, Ted, I'm looking at them all in my neighborhood and stuff. They got that greed in their eyes because they want to keep on getting more and more and more instead of letting other people and stuff have some of that piece of that pie. It's almost like I'm gonna give you a, a farm report.
A what report?
I'm gonna give you a farm report.
A farm report.
A
What?
farm report, yeah. Now, you remember you go out on the farm and you got your hogs, you getting ready to feed them, and you throw it, and you come out there, and some of them will see you coming, and they know what's happening. It's just that time, and then you throw that stuff over there in the trough, and they all trying to get to it. That's how them folks are, and they all trying to feed off of it, just like pigs. They trying to get as much as they can before the rest of them do. So the poor folks are the slowest, are the ones who are real slow. So they're gonna get the little drippings and stuff. They're not gonna eat very well. And and they used to have a word for that little pig who he wasn't as big as the rest of them. I forget the name of it, but they had a word for him, and that's what the poor folks are. That's my farm report.
Let me make sure if I got this correct. So, in other words, the stronger one survives. Huh?
Yes, sir. You struggle, you're gonna get you gonna eat that, you gonna eat that trough, buddy. You're gonna try to get as much of that stuff as you can. And that's what they doing. They out there fighting each other. They try to get as much as they can, and they don't care. And they already fat, and they trying to get even fatter. You remember them sows and stuff running around there, they belly hanging on the ground. And they
They the
study eating
biggest.
more.
They the biggest, so therefore they
They
can
the
pull.
biggest, man. They the biggest. They gonna eat the most. That's the fire report.
Well, here's the thing. Project 25.
Yep.
I don't know how we're going to be able to keep up with so many things that when you're talking 144 agencies. And, I want to study several of them that are very important. Education is one, Small Business Administration is two, EPA is three, and, to me, those top three right there is important to me. Now I'm sure there's some that might be more important as far as I'm talking about the ones that they want to get rid of, like CDC, all of those types of things. They just talking about just getting rid of them or just you know. So and that's the thing that you have to report on. You have to let people know what's happening, what's available, what's not available. A lot of people, they don't even care because as long as they got them a little $8, $10, $12 job, they're just trying to survive. They're not even concerned. But the point is that there are so many things that's going to affect you. Politics is everywhere. It's every day.
Yep.
Everywhere you go, there's politics, from the local to the state to the federal.
Mm-hmm.
And there are changes because when they make changes, it can affect you security wise, less police, can affect you as far as your schools getting shut down, meaning that you got to go to another school. It can affect you as far as any kind of redevelopment
Mm-hmm.
in your community. Well, we're not going to do that over there. We're
Mm-hmm.
going to do it over here.
Mm-hmm.
So, how do you combat that?
You don't.
so, so they don't
You
need to
don't.
battle,
You don't. What's going to happen, Ted, is going to happen. You just have to minimize the damage. You have Musk yesterday went into the Senate and he talked to them for I think 2 hours more than what he wanted to talk to them. And he's sitting in there in that room trying to convince these folks about what he wants to do. Are they going to agree with him? We don't know. Something's going to happen. Somebody's going to lose out. They decided that there's 100 and some agencies and stuff out there. Somebody's going to lose out. But there are going to be a whole lot more who are not going to lose out because they cannot deal with all that stuff, Ted, because it is a huge, huge, huge ship. And they can't turn that baby around on a dime. And because they can't turn that huge ship around on a dime, it's going to take them a heck of a long time to do all these things that they want to get done. Because, first of all, you're going to be fighting a headwind. You're going to be fighting a storm, trying to get that ship turned around. And sometimes that storm going to force you to slow down and go in a different direction. By the time you come back there, it's going to take some time and you cannot do it. It's almost impossible to go up there to Washington, D.C. and bring forth change like they're talking about doing. It's not going to happen. And you're going to see it. Time is going to knock them down. First of all, like I said yesterday, they got to pass a budget on December the 20th to keep the country from shutting down. Have you heard anybody say that?
No.
Okay. December the 20th is coming up real quick. Ain't nobody say anything about it. All they worried about is what Trump going to do. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? You got to keep the country running. If they let that daggone thing expire and this country shuts down on December the 20th, there is going to be mass confusion. I heard Johnson, the speaker, say, we're going to have to deal with this. We got to together. We have to deal with it. But he hasn't even got his own folks to agree to do anything with it. And how long they're going to pass this CR4, this continuing resolution. Is it going to be 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, or a year? Can't nobody tell you. They may just keep it going until Trump gets in office. All these things, Ted, creates time. All these things create delays. All these things cause the confusion. and it stops a whole lot of things. Hitler lost the World War II because he hit Russia at the wrong time in the dead of winter, killed all his soldiers, stopped his daggone war effort. If it hadn't been for the winter, he might have conquered Russia. But he hit that baby at the wrong time of the year. Russia is cold. He hit it, had his troops going in there and killed his whole operation trying to go into Russia in the winter. That was the beginning of his downfall. I'm a history buff. I watch things going on in history. History repeats itself to you. It keeps repeating itself all the time. It keeps repeating itself. You can look back and say, "Oh, you can look for." As Winston Churchill said, "The further you can look back, the further you can look forward." I believe that. Okay, you got anything else you want to say?
I'm
I
just
got,
gonna
I got,
run
I got,
down.
I got a bullet point here, man, that I got to say
Go
something
ahead.
about. Uh, I want to congratulate two women who are going to join the ranks of the U.S. Senate.
I thought you
Miss,
did that already.
no, I didn't. Not Angela Osbrook and Lisa Blunt Rochester from Delaware. They're going to join the U.S. Senate. Two black women at the same time. Now, Miss Butler from California, she's leaving. She's already given her little speech and everything, and Brother Schiff is getting ready to come in and take her place. Oh, Adam, coming in, California Senator. But I did want to congratulate these two young ladies for moving into the two black women at the same time. Unheard of. Haven't happened before.
Okay, that's fine. Wonderful. Okay, now here's what I want to bring up because I'm gonna say this. You said that you was gonna do a segment, a continuous segment on black newspapers.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't heard one in the last few days.
I give it one. I do one tomorrow, Ted. I've been
Okay.
hung up. I've been hung up, man, on all this good stuff that's coming out. That's just like the Congress. Every time we turn around, man, there's some good stuff coming up, and you can't take care of the other stuff that you got behind you.
Okay, that's fine. I'm just
I
bringing it up.
remembered it. I remembered it. But
I'm
every
just
time I
bringing it
do it,
up.
man,
That's all.
every time I try to go back there, man, something else come up. That old boy getting shot over there in New York. Oh man, that. If you look back, man, that's dominated all the on TV stations and see everybody out there trying to find out where that rascal at. they hunt. They got a huge manhunt to try to find him. Man, did you imagine what the heck happened? What could have been going on if that some gun hadn't been shot? It just changed everything. They even stopped talking about Trump. So those things, man, causes you to put other stuff on the back burner, and that's what happened with those black newspapers. They got thrown on the back burner, and they kept getting further and further and further behind me, and I couldn't bring them back up.
That's fine.
Man, I had uh, a manager and stuff when I was there in the corporate world, and I walk in his office every evening, and his desk be just as nice and clean. And I asked him one day after about 2 years of seeing her, I said, "Hey, John, how you keep your desk clean?" I said, "You've been out there in my office. You saw my office. My desk is packed full of stuff." He said, "If I didn't take care of it today, I just push it in the drawer or throw it in the garbage." That's what I did. with that NMPA that got pushed into the garbage so I can keep my desk clean. Go ahead, man.
Well, this right here is what I said I was going to do. Every 2 3 days, I have to do my philosophy because I love philosophy
Go ahead.
and my quotes and stuff. Wealth is able to buy the pleasures of eating, drinking, and other sensual pursuits, yet can never afford a careful spirit or freedom from sorrow. Here's another one. Good character is not formed in a week or a month. It is created little by little, day by day. Protracted and patience enough is needed to develop good character. Wisdom is the daughter of experience. One more. The common sense is that which judges of things offered to it by the other senses. I'm going to read that again. The common sense is that which judges of things offered to it by other senses. Woo! I love it. Anyway, I got more, but I'm going to stop right there.
That one shot over my head quick, Ted. I heard about the common sense, but the rest of it just shot over
It's
my head.
overshadowed, bro, by the other senses.
Okay.
Because
Oh, okay.
what do people always say? Man, where's your common sense, bro?
I'm just
The other
saying.
senses is coming into operation.
Okay. Okay. Well, that lets you know, man, that I got a whole lot of stuff flying around there in my head and stuff. So I got because all while you were talking and everything, man, I had a whole bunch of stuff coming in. I have my TV, my screen over here. I got a screen here about 40 some inches wide, and I got our telecast sitting right here, and on the other half of the screen and everything, there's all kinds of stuff popping up on me, and I got to keep track of all that along with what's going on here in our telecast. Man, it's been and all while you were talking and stuff, sometimes I'm sitting there answering questions and stuff. People texting me, the phone rang, and I got to turn this off. I got a lot of stuff going on here, man.
Well, see,
And
that's
I got another screen over here, man, and that thing's about 50 some inches wide that I use
Ed,
sometime and everything
Ed,
to keep my stuff
Ed.
together.
See,
Yeah.
the thing is that people know I'm focused and I'm present with them. Whoever's listening, I'm focused and present with you. I'm talking to you.
I am too. I'm focused and
I'm
present with
talking to
you,
the
but
people. My mind ain't nowhere else. But like
but I can't help
I
it,
ain't
man.
thinking about nothing else.
That's my life. I mean, and I can't stop them. So you just got a little bit of low screen there, about 12 inches wide and about 8 inches tall, and that's all you got. But I got a 40 something inch screen right here, and another big screen over here that got stuff popping off on it, and a phone that keeps popping up. Oh, it is a mess, man. I'm telling you. And it's never ending. It just keeps going. And when we get off the air, people, I got a whole lot of stuff going on. I got to get our production out, get it loaded up to YouTube. Then I got to turn around and save all of my data and stuff that I got. I have a brand new uh, 10 terabyte hard drive that I put all our files and stuff over into and everything. I have to save them and everything because you should always keep everything you have. I don't care what it is, your pictures, everything. You folks out there, you got these pictures lying around, digitalize them and put them away because they're going to be valuable one day. So I do that. Everything I got is digitalized. I bring a bill in, I take a picture of it, boom, put it up on the cloud. I got 2 cloud accounts. Man, and we got a website out there I got to keep up with. I got a lot of stuff going on, Theodore. See, all you doing is with your little stuff in your mouth. Get you a glass of wine and just relax. Stay in that little room, and every now and then, Beverly bring your plate in there so you can eat. Or you turn around and the game come on, and you sit down there and watch the game, and don't have a care in the world.
Ed, Ed,
Yeah.
I cannot say on the air all the things that I'm doing, bro. You don't know all the things that I'm doing.
Yeah, all of your mind.
No, okay, I'm fine. You know, I don't put all my stuff in the street. And you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. The people that listen to us, they don't care.
They don't care.
They don't care.
They don't
All
care.
they looking at this show. That usually people that have shows, they hire people to do all the stuff you're doing.
I
We
know.
don't have that luxury.
We don't have that budget,
We
man.
don't have that
I'm
luxury.
I'm hoping we get that budget and stuff
We
soon.
don't have that luxury because number one, we have to have hundreds and thousands of people that listen to our show.
Mhm.
Then maybe you can hire some people to
I
do all that
understand.
little petty stuff.
I understand. I totally
So
understand
they
that.
don't care.
Yeah, I
All they
totally
want to see is
understand
the
that. Hey,
products.
did you get my email I sent you about the newsletter?
Yeah, I saw it.
You saw it? How you like that idea? I think she did a pretty good job with it because she's a real estate
Well,
agent
she's
and
promoting
everything.
her real estate.
Right. She
That's
promoting her stuff
we're
and
not
everything on a
promoting
newsletter. Yeah.
what we're doing. Yeah, yeah. Okay, that's fine.
I'm just giving some ideas, man. I'm just
That's
dumping some
fine.
ideas that might help.
I
That's
said
all.
that's
That's all.
fine.
I
Yeah,
see stuff
that's
and I want
okay.
to help.
I
I'm
done
trying to
read
help.
hundreds of newsletters, bro, and all
I
that.
understand, but I'm just helping you. You might want to take that design or something like that, or see what she done did and everything. Say, oh man, I may be able to incorporate that into my stuff. That's how I do. I see all kind of stuff out there, and man, I like that. Might incorporate part of that, put it in my stuff. It becomes valuable. So anyway, people, you guys have a small understanding of what's going on to produce this show out here for you guys to see. And me and Mr. Harvey, as you can see, we kind of fight and tussle and bustle or whatever, but we try to do one thing, and that's to inform you, the public. That's why we're here. And I'm enjoying it. I can't wait until 4 o'clock or 6 o'clock or 12 o'clock noon. Get on there for that hour.
Well, I think personally, I think that we probably need to be a little more deeper and a little more informative, and then have facts. We might be giving, like myself. I can speak for myself. I give a lot of opinionated stuff. It'd be my personal opinion,
Mm-hmm.
But the point is that some things that I say, a lot of things I say are facts, stuff that I've read from and researched. But the point is, it's coming out of my mouth, and you might think that it's something that it's just my opinion. No, a lot of the stuff that I'm saying is something I've read about, something that has been factual, checked. So, reliable sources. However, we need to start bringing up those facts, and that's what we're going to do eventually.
Well, everything that I usually talk about, Ted, is something that I done read out there that's fact. Well, we don't. Well, let's say we think it's fact because it was in the media. It may not have been fact. We don't know. And then, yes, we have to put in our personal opinion, just like I did with Hakeem Jeffries. Some of the things that I said was my personal opinion about him and what I see. And I thought it was very informative and stuff that what he was doing and everything because he is He's gonna be the driving force out there for the Democrats. He's the only big dog on the block now. If you look at what's going on, as
But
far as
when I say facts, when it comes from the horse's mouth, is what you know. I mean, we're not journalists, but the fact is that when it comes to from the horse's mouth, and he makes a quote or a statement, and then we might give our opinion about, but it is facts that that's what he said or she said.
yeah, well, he all this stuff that I talked about him, most of it was facts. He did that, and the ladies with
Well, that's
there,
what I'm explaining.
and the man, Jared
Well, that's what I'm explaining to the people.
Markowitz.
The people need to
He
know that a lot of things that we say are facts, but a lot
yeah,
of things
they
we
are
say, and I try to preface it that it's my opinion. But
right.
the point is that we try to bring facts and truth.
Yeah. And what I said about Jared was the facts. That's what that guy did. I've seen it. I've watched him. As a matter of fact, anybody can Google Jared Markowitz's name on Google, and most of the stuff that I've said, you can see it on YouTube. It's sitting there, him doing his thing. I was
Well,
surprised. I was surprised.
well, that's something that we have to
Yeah,
do. We have to bring
yeah.
up these
They can go on
people.
YouTube and see that. He
Yeah,
did
we
that.
have to bring up these people and let them know this is what he said, and then we can voice our
Right.
opinion about it.
Yeah. They can. He can. I can. I'm telling you. Anybody out there, Jared Markowitz, YouTube and Google him, and you're gonna see.
Well, they don't have the time to do that. That's why
Yeah,
we're here.
they got a lot of stuff on him. He got a lot of stuff out there, and man, a couple of videos, man, I just was flabbergasted. Oh man, bro, man, to be a white guy, he could get down. I mean, he was giving them folks hell.
Yeah, I've heard of him a number of times.
Yeah, he pretty good. I like him. I really do. And that's what brought up in my mind why this particular group out there. I don't want to say who they are, but uh, they are very strong in the environment and everything. But I guess if I had to, like I said, if I had to say anything, I'd tell them and leave that guy alone. But anyway, Mr. Harvey, last word, final word here. We at the end, man. I've been having too much fun today.
Well,
and happy Friday to you all. First Friday of the month.
yeah, today is a wonderful day. It's one of my oldest child's birthdays, so I'm gonna celebrate that tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And the point is that we're still here. That's all I gotta say. We still here.
Well, for you folks and stuff who asked, one thing why Ted said that because one of our friends passed away today, and man, all of our friends and classmates, old classmates from high school, they're leaving us. But both Theodore and I are still here, enjoying ourselves. And I don't know about Ted, but I take care of myself health wise. I'm out there doing everything I need to do to keep myself going because I don't want the end of my life to be where I can't hardly do anything. I got to have somebody to do everything for me. So I try to take care of myself now. So live gloriously. Anyway, people, this is the end. Thank you guys for watching our show. And we shall see you guys tomorrow. Have a good day.